To induct our first honoree, it's my pleasure to introduce the CEO of Airbus OneWeb Satellites and a member of SSPI's board of directors, James Hines.
It's an absolute honor today to be presenting Frank DiBello. And you'll be pleased to know that I won't spend a whole hour talking about Frank, but I could easily do that. I will try and summarize what he has done for the space business in no more than 5 minutes, and I'll try to be even quicker. He's been a tremendous support to our company to start off with, and I really appreciate that. But I want to go a little bit further back for Frank. So he's worked, first of all, in the industry for over 50 years, but not always in the ways that you might expect. He founded the space industry practice at KMPG, and he guided its success for more than 2 decades. He took satellite programs to Wall Street for financing and helped develop commercial uses for the International Space Station. For President Ronald Reagan, he also served on the Grace Commission, which reviewed budgets for NASA and the US military in search of cost savings. After KMPG, he co-founded SpaceVest, a VC firm focusing on commercialization of defense and space technologies, and served as CEO of Constellation Communications, an early satellite mobile broadband company. But then he accepted a very different assignment, one that would bring the vast economic potential of our industry down to earth. And it was where I first met him. Space Florida was established by the state to promote economic development along the Space Coast, as the area around Cape Canaveral is known. As CEO, he gained a big to-do list. The organization had little credibility in Florida's state capital, and he worked tirelessly to educate legislators and the governor on the potential of our industry and Space Florida's plans to seize it. Then, in 2011, the US ended the space shuttle program, dealing a major blow to Florida's technology workforce and the companies that support it. That focused the state's attention on the need to support them. Our honoree, Frank, led a collaboration between Florida's Department of Transportation and private capital markets that secured $2 billion in investment for the Cape Canaveral spaceport. Using that money and a great deal of legwork, Space Florida was able to wean the Space Coast from its total dependence on government programs. It powered the rise of a commercial hub where Lockheed Martin and Boeing assembled human-rated spacecraft. Airbus OneWeb Satellites produces satellites daily, in fact, more than many, and SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Firefly manufacture refurbished launch vehicles. The success of this model has set an example for many US states and other nations as well. For pioneering and proving a model for space-based economic development that brings its benefits back down here on Earth, SSPI is proud to induct into the Space and Satellite Hall of Fame the President and CEO of Space Florida, Frank DiBello. Thank you.
First of all, thank you, James, for your introduction. Robert, thank you and the board and members of Space and Satellite Professionals International for what I consider to be a very significant recognition through your consideration and selection of me for induction into the SSPI Hall of Fame. I am truly honored to have been chosen for inclusion into this very prestigious body, all of them individuals, pioneers, and true innovators in the satellite industry, many of whom I've worked with, and certainly all of whom I have respected and honored for their contributions to the evolution and growth of this industry. I was truly fortunate to have worked early in my career in the space and satellite industry and have seen its many successes, but also the issues and challenges the industry has faced over the years. We have certainly come a long way. My early years, as James mentioned, involved the packaging of business cases, primarily for fixed satellite services, taking them to Wall Street for finance, working with such companies as ComSat, PanAmSat, Intelsat, and others, the then backbone of the industry. In those early years, we saw the ongoing debate and constant pull and tug between ground segment fiber and the space segment as they fought for market share. The finance community had to be convinced about launch and satellite risk. And we saw the evolution of the space insurance industry as an enabler, which would calm nerves and open up the flow of capital needed to finance this industry's growth. Later, that debate expanded as we moved into an era of low Earth orbit constellations such as Iridium, Globalstar, Teledesic, and Constellation Communications, which I was privileged to lead for several years, and others as a solution for ubiquitous coverage from the space segment, but at the time with uncertain and untested business models. This next era also saw the greater use of satellites for Earth monitoring and commercial digital imaging, opening up new markets and especially new value-added data services models, further enhancing the importance of space and satellite infrastructure. Today, the commercial space and satellite industry stands, in my mind, at the forefront of new innovations in transmission speed and efficiency, data storage and cybersecurity, and in reducing the size of satellites and cost of access to space, making space and satellite technology more accessible and enriching lives all over the globe. Our industry, all of us, are attracting a new generation of entrepreneurs, innovative new concepts, and capital market investors utilizing new financing models to deliver that ubiquitous connectivity at competitive prices. The goals that we all have of truly ubiquitous coverage and affordable connectivity for every nation is near at hand, and satellite networks have truly become the backbone of major national networks for essential communications, transportation, and power grid infrastructure worldwide. Future space and satellite technologies will also enable new approaches to space exploration and off-world exploitation of natural resources or value-creating businesses in orbit or on other planetary bodies. From providing communications around the moon and future Mars missions, to supporting on-orbit robotic services, secure laser links and deep space communications, data storage and retrieval from space. Space and satellite technology will be the enabling and connective tissue of this emerging economy we will see in the next decade in space. We all have much to look forward to, but looking back or looking forward, the most exciting thing about our industry is the new and future leadership that is serving as a beacon and catalyst, powering this industry's potential for the future. I'm proud to be joining my fellow honorees today, as well as the past and future leaders that make up SSPI's community, for their continuing role in helping make our world a more prosperous, healthier, better educated, and certainly more sustainable and inclusive home for all of mankind. So thank you very much for this honor.